Okay, welcome to the October meeting of the HomeBrew Robotics Club. My name is Camp Peavy. I'm the challenge coordinator. Challenge coordinator. Regardless. So we've got some new folks. That's great. Let's see, members. We actually have like an official member thing now going, don't we? Regardless, this is like the next to the last meeting of the year. Hello, baby. Thank you. This is again the challenge meeting. The idea here, and I don't want to get into the presentation yet, so let's back up. First, we'll have robot news. Is there any general robot news that folks are aware of that you'd like to mention at this point?
Cal Games.
Cal Games. Rose, why don't you stand up and tell us about Cal Games?
Well, I don't know how many of you guys have been to Cal Games, but that was last weekend. Can you hear me okay?
Speak louder.
Okay. And there was a number of us that were judging at Cal Games, and it's basically a first robotics competition where the high school students put together robots, and this year they had these big inflatable circles,
logos,
triangles, squares, and they had
logos
to put them up on poles to make the first robotics logo. And we, a bunch of us here were judging and helping out in other ways, and it was a fun event.
Terrifying.
And that's all I know.
This first robotics is really something that's big in this area. There were 30 schools involved. 35, 10, 12, 20 kids per group. You had spirit squads and mascots, and I mean it was crazy. And this was just the redux from the actual event. Mm-hmm. The game is different every year, and they announce it in January. And they only have 6 weeks, and they compete regionally and nationally. And there's thousands of kids involved in this building full-scale robots doing sophisticated things, and so the future of robotics is bright. Anyway, some of us were judges. Mike Rose, myself, Tony Pratt-Canis, where are you? Tony Pratt-Canis. Okay. So anyways, so that's some robot news. Ooh, I have some robot news. This is a new robot from the company I work for, Nito Robotics, full disclosure here. And this is the new XV12. It's the same as the XV11, it's just a different color. These are available at Target for $3.99. It's a wonderful robot. It vacuums, it cleans, and I'll give a little demo this evening. Sorry, say what? Mr. Nathan Monson, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the model number doesn't matter. So if you have it's a Nito robot. It's a Nito robot. That's the main thing. Pardon?
If you have an XV11, you shouldn't buy the 12.
Well, you need. I was going to say you need 2 because you're going to want one for cleaning and one for taking apart. But I'm going to show. Everybody knows, I think, that you can run ROS on these things and just plug into it. It's like you don't need to void the warranty, so it's great. God forbid I suggest somebody take the product apart. No. I didn't say that. Okay.
You can't take it apart, you don't own it.
That's true. That's true. Dr. Alan Fetterman. Any more robot news?
Oh, I have robot.
Robot news, Ryan? Are you checking the air conditioning?
Yes. Air is coming out.
I can feel
I can't
it.
guarantee that it's cold.
I can feel it's better.
Cool.
It's 30%, 40% better, 35.
Cool. Well, we got 4 of them blasting now. I didn't send this out to the list, but for those of you doing Android and robotics, for those of you who are new, we ported ROS, the robot operating system by Willow Garage, to Java, and you can run it on an Android device. You can have a hybrid of like a TurtleBot with a tablet on the top, or you could use your phone or a tablet to remotely drive it. There's exciting new stuff in Ice Cream Sandwich, the brand new version of Android that was just announced. So if you look up the developer site and you see sort of what's new in the APIs, there's some really cool things that would be useful for robotics, including a new media framework. So if you wanted an audio video stream between your robot and a remote device, that's sort of taken care of for you. The codecs are in there, and it just makes it as easy as using Google Talk, but you can wrap that in your own app. There's WebP for image compression, so you can get basically 40 to 60% savings over JPEG for transferring images back and forth. And there's a new sensor framework. So if you want to use the gyros on a modern cell phone for, let's say, a self-balancing robot or accelerometer-based remote control, the rate at which you can pull the sensors is much, much faster, and you have a lot more control over them. And then there's new fun sensors like a barometer. There's an ambient temperature sensor. So as you get more of these modern tablets and phones, you know, they really have more of the robotic guts for you. There's a whole bunch of other things in there too, but should make it much easier to make a robot using Android.
What phone has a barometer?
The new Prime does. And the Zoom actually has it. So the Motorola Zoom has a barometer. And it's actually pretty accurate. So when you read it, it says like 1,012 or 1,002 millibars or whatever we are kind of here. It's accurate enough to know which floor of a building we're on. Cool.
Robot news?
I'd like to thank everybody for taking over because I got lost. We went to Olympus Mons, we went to the other one, I said, oh yeah, that's where this one is.
Get the email?
Yeah, pretty embarrassing, isn't it? Hey, you guys want to fire me?
No.
Okay, club news.
President for life.
The elections will be next meeting, wherever it is. Do we know where it is yet?
What's that?
Yeah, next meeting?
Oh, no, it won't be here on the 16th.
It will not be here on the 16th. We actually don't have a room on the 16th at the moment.
Right.
So it may be at Tech Shop, it may be somewhere here on Google, just so you know that.
On the 17th.
And if it's here on Google, it will not be on the 16th, it will be on the 17th. So we're working that issue.
Figure that.
So, then, with regards to officers, the nominating committee, that was basically me, you know, trying to scrounge around and find people. We're going to be replacing Ed Katz. Is Ed here tonight? No. Okay. Ryan will be taking over Ed Katz as Sergeant of Arms. And I should say, these are nominated, that's what the nominating committee has come up with. If anybody else wants to run, let me know, you're welcome to do so. And is, what?
How much does it say?
A lot. Is Osmond here? There's Osmond. So Osmond volunteered to be an officer, and so he's going to be taking over from Bill Benson, who's been Secretary Treasurer for better part of 15 plus years. So, and then Rose and Michael will continue in their current roles, and then I've volunteered to do it another year. So I just wanted to let you folks know the election will take place in the Thursday, the November meeting, which may be on Thursday. And then did you do the Cal Games?
We talked about Cal Games.
Good, so that's taken care of. Okay. So we're on robot news. Is there any more robot news?
I have a guest that I brought, Gerhard, who want to come in and just know what you do.
Yeah. Okay.
It's interesting and relevant.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Gerhard Mueller. I work for the Robotics Education and Competition Foundation. So for those of you who know Cal Games, that's the first robotics. RECF is kind of a foundation that helps coordinate some of the local or international events for many different kind of robotics competitions, primarily around VEX robotics. Alan invited me here to kind of talk about it very briefly. I'll stay in after, you can come in and ask any questions. VEX robotics competitions are very similar to the Cal Games or the FIRST robotics competitions. FIRST robotics tend to be very large robots. They're anywhere from 90 to 120 pound robots. 4 feet tall, 3 feet by 2 feet wide, remotely operated. The playing field is about as big as this room. And Vex Robotics, the robots are made out of a Vex kit. So all the pieces have to come from Vex. The robot has to be 18 inches by 18 inches by 18 inches or smaller at the start of the competition. Just like First Robotics, you have a 2-minute game. The game changes every year. They have autonomous modes. Currently, there are about 4,000 teams worldwide, 20 different countries. In April of 2012, the World Championship competition will be in Anaheim at the Disneyland venue. In California, there are about 300 teams growing every year. We'll probably end up around 400 teams. It's in middle school and high schools. We've also started with college teams this year as well. So at the World Championships, they'll have a middle school competition, a high school competition, and a college competition. There'll be around 400 high school teams, around 100 middle school teams. In California, this year we have 22 tournaments. In Northern California, we have about 10 tournaments. There's one coming up November 5th in Walnut Creek, latter part of November in Fairfield. There's another one in Ceres, Central California in December. The largest one in Northern California is being held at the Bellarmine College Prep High School, which is right next to the San Jose Airport. Last year they had 51 teams from Northern California compete, and the winners then go to the World Championship. So it's pretty fierce. Best way to see what kind of competition it is, there are a lot of YouTube videos up. This year's game is you pick up game objects about this size, you drop them in goals that are 3 or 4 feet tall. And remember, the robot has to start with 18 by 18 by 18. So the teams get very creative in creating these robots. There's some YouTube videos up. They just had a competition in New Zealand and Singapore. They have competitions in Puerto Rico, Brazil, Mexico, Israel, Canada, and all over the US. So if you have any questions, come see me afterwards. If you're looking to volunteer, a lot of these middle school and high school teams need mentors. They may need some sponsorships, but primarily mentors. A lot of the competitions need judges. I know the Bellarmine competition is looking for judges. It's great to see these kids get really involved. And it's fun to watch as many as 100 kids be on the team. And it as you all know in robotics, it not only teaches them about robotics, but teamwork, troubleshooting, marketing, just basic teamwork that a lot of kids learn by creating new things and then try to troubleshoot when they don't work as well as they'd like. So if you guys have any questions, I'll deal with that.
You can send an email out to the list or to one of us and we can forward it to the list.
So
Yes,
what I want
I'll
you
get
to do
somebody's
is
email afterwards.
join the list, send emails. The emails are on topic and appreciated. And then one of the things we're trying to do in the upcoming year is we're trying to increase the number of, I'll call them community outreach programs that we're doing. So watch this space as we try and do better in that space. Okay, I think it's time to start the challenge, which is what
I
everybody's
think
here.
it's about that time.
Okay, so what I do is I always hand it off to Camp, and since Camp took over anyhow, thank you very much.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, in 2003, some of us were lamenting the lack of robot building in the club. Don, I believe you were at this meeting. It was one of our SIG meetings, special interest group. We met in Castro Middle School in Campbell. We noticed, we observed the obvious. Hey, John and Eric. We observed the obvious that contests inspired people to build and create. But we weren't ever very happy with the contest. Something wasn't quite right. The maze wasn't wide enough, or my tape was thinner, or the tape was too shiny. And contests, there's always winners and losers, and so we wanted to come up with a new contest. And we met in the library at the time, and there were all these tables around. And we thought, well, let's do tabletop soccer. But we didn't want to have any setup. But we thought, well, we put these nets all around the table, and maybe if the robot fell. That's when it was born, the TableBot. A TableBot is a robot designed to survive, live, and play on a table. Or pay the price. How do you get to tabletop soccer? The same way you would eat an elephant, one bite at a time. We decided we'd split it up into phases. We decided in our August meeting, I meant to say our June meeting, we'd do what we call phase 1. That is, have the robot go from one end of the table to the other and back. Then 2 months later, we'd have the robot push a block off the edge. And then 2 months later, in October, for example, we'd have the robot push the block into a shoebox mounted on the table. We also knew that we had a lot of robots in the club. And so part of it was we never specified the size or type of the robot. It's like, run what you brung. And we never specified the size or width of the table or color or anything. Bring your own table. It's all about the show and how the robot runs in a demonstration environment. So here we are 9 years later, and this is what it dawned on me today. What's the flying contest they do at Red Bull? The Uben Flyer or something? What do they call it? What's it called? Flutaga? Thank you. This is kind of like that. In other words, we're not all totally serious about making tabletop soccer, although maybe one day we'll get there. But it's about having fun along the way. And that's what we've done, and that's what we're having. So, to kick this 9th annual TableBot Challenge Phase 3, I give you Buggy 1. Buggy's part of our Club Bug project that we did in April. We'll probably do it again this year. Springs basically the Arduino Uno on 2 acrylic discs sandwiched between 2 servos, pulse the servos, little whisker switches. On day 1 we got you doing output. Day 2 we got input. And you're off to the races. So we built, I think, 6 of these this year. It was really a great program. So here's what I've ended up with in October. We'll try to do phase 3. Yes, I have a small table. Nobody specified the size of the table. So let's see how this works.
Just for the record, I think that's the smallest table
I do
I've ever
believe
seen.
it's the smallest table. Yeah, now there's
It's
the...
not really small until you need a microscope.
What is it? Ganesh? Ganesh was a classic where Rob and Mike, the robot was slow. Cue's a bug, but slow. Pointed out that we didn't say you had to go lengthwise. It went back and forth across the width. It was great. It was a classic moment. Okay, so here we go. Buggy 1, phase 3, and we're off. Come on.
So good.
Oh, incidentally, there's now a 4th phase. There's a 4th phase. It's okay to fall off the table as long as it runs when you put it back on. So you can actually pass the 4th phase without passing 1, 2, or 3. And we've had that happen before too. Okay, come on. Come on, Buggy. Get it. Hup. It's in there, folks. Come on, you can. All right. Does anybody else have a TableBot this evening? All right, Boris. Let's see. Let's get a worthy table out. Can we bring your table out, Shiloh? Can we?
Sure.
Use your table. I think you have a really fine. This is more. If I were to specify a regulation table, I'd spec this one here. It's a fine table.
Is that box okay? The goal okay for you? I got some mouse.
I'll tell you too. Since doing this, I've seen I've seen some pretty big shoe boxes. I mean, okay, where are we going with this, Boris? Okay. Do you need my block? You need a block?
A littler block?
A smaller block? A lighter block. Anybody got a block? Something that looks like a block?
On a ball.
Empty this box out.
There, Alan's got something that looks pretty light there. That, yeah,
Just
what
usually, I don't know, usually use the Brew.
there a Google cup around?
There you go. Here's another box. All right. Your choice.
It's not gonna see it.
Oh, we'll see that one. Okay.
Well, right.
Whatever.
We had problems because this sensor kind of interacted with this sensor, so we had we couldn't do anything. So all we did is this. Okay. It should look for it and not gonna do the goal. It's not gonna even do anything. But what is that?
You should find the block, right? That's what you're
Yeah.
going for? And stay on the table. All right.
That's the thing about this contest, is it's got some juice to it. It's actually an excellent example of subsumption architecture where the robot builds behaviors on top of behaviors so that it appears to be more intelligent. And you've got this little robot cost about, $100,
Yeah.
moving towards what, if it was an automobile, might be, a 1,000-foot drop off, maybe 50, 60 miles per hour to scale. So you get some of this. You got something to lose. So it makes it exciting.
Good to see it.
I found if you collapse the legs, sit it on the floor, it looks like
Well, that's called walk the plank. Another thing is the Wyland leash. When you're training it, you tie a string around it.
Okay.
So if it falls, you catch it.
Okay, I just don't know. Wait, gotta do that again.
How are we doing there, Boris?
I just redid the software, so I think it's doing worse.
It's being a robot, huh? So you say you're having some trouble with your forward-facing IR sensor there?
Yeah, because it's.
Ooh! All right.
Oh, with a little luck.
It's not seeing.
That is
So
fun.
we first
Oh,
we
no.
blame the batteries, and if that doesn't work, then we blame the lighting.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, don't.
All right.
Always be suspicious of power.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's not seeing anything. Oh no, it's not. Whoops.
Don't let it fall.
Are they new batteries
It's
or are
too
they
big.
old batteries?
No, it's not about batteries.
He's giving you an out. Yeah, he's giving you an out ticket.
He's too honest.
But we had to cheat.
You're doing good, man. You're doing good. Oh, you got another trick? All right, Boris has another trick here.
Yes.
That's phase 2. Go straight.
It's not.
That's awesome.
Throw it in the
It's
box.
way too big.
Were you trying to kick it in the box?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
would. Oops. Okay, everything's breaking up. Okay, I'll try it again.
You just swallowed it.
So, yeah. There.
Good job, man. All right, table by
Yeah.
Shiloh.
Shiloh, you want to run through his?
Is this, oh, thanks. Ginormous Duhingus, what is this?
Duhingus Maximus.
Duhingus Maximus,
Why don't you check your
ladies
stuff?
and gentlemen. John and John, how's it going, bud? All right.
Where do you want your block?
I don't know.
Shiloh Curtis, ladies and gentlemen.
Check out. Make sure it didn't get undone in the way over
This is
here.
actually the Robo Games tabletop navigation winner.
3 contestants.
Shiloh, you don't have to say that you beat Alan and me. Although, you know, I would.
Oh, Shiloh, you got a flipper. Flipper, flipper, flipper. Now, I have to tell you, at the awards ceremony, the woman standing next to me said, "Look, it's a little girl at these shaggy old men." Yeah.
I remember it more.
F kneel down, otherwise the I forget what it was.
It's
The
the
sensor won't see my
ultrasound.
head.
It's the ultrasound.
The ultrasound.
What kind of ball is that?
It's like it has a bunch of infrared emitting diodes in it. Did you get it?
It's high technic.
Okay, high technic. You can get it from high technic and it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, it's better you buy
Size
it.
silly thing.
It's looking at the wrong end of the table. It's playing for the wrong team.
Is it seeing what's up over there?
No, you've got a big target up here. Oh, I wonder if it's seeing the.
Time down.
Oh, did it
Try
time
this
out?
again.
One more time. One more
Put
time.
the ball over close to the other end of the table.
Very animated.
Cheat a little bit. Move it a little closer.
Now, see, in soccer, there would be a bunch of people on this side and a bunch of people on this side, and the ball's in the middle. So,
Okay.
but we're missing a bunch of people on that side, so I assume we'll have to do something like this.
So is it looking for the infrared light?
First, it's looking for the infrared lights emitted by the ball, and then it's looking for the big flap on top of the goal. And
Oh, come on. That's not going.
for some reason, it
What are your top sensors up there?
needs to be really close to the goal.
In the house like.
No, don't go
It's
that way.
ultrasonic. It's ultrasonic, so it should.
Not seeing the.
Well, the ball is IR.
Oh, the other one is.
Yeah, the one with the sound sensor. What's usually works is linear light. It's a sensitive one.
That's going to the wrong end of the table. Timed out again. Here, here's a good cheat. Move the ball close to the goal. Closer.
One more time.
In front of.
I know she doesn't want to cheat.
Shiloh? Shiloh? The NXT only has 4 inputs, and you have... The NXT has 4 sensor inputs, and you've got 6 sensors on your device. How do you do that?
So I have this touch sensor multiplexer on the top that takes these 4 touch sensors and combines them into one sensor port. It's
Okay, great.
really awesome.
Thank you.
So does it still know which one of the 4 it's activated?
Yes, it has a special brick.
Oh wow! Because I was looking at it and I thought it loses the information.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you get a.
Very nice. Any more table bots or honey? Come on down.
Oh, really?
Rohani and his dad, Davik. It's a cannonball pot. Tell the folks about your robot, Rohani.
So it's gonna tell
Let me
us
get you back. Get behind the table.
it's gonna tell us its name, and
It's going to tell us its name?
Yes.
That's awesome.
and so Cam, could you read that?
Hi, I am Bot. Cannon Boom Bot. Nice. Your robot sounds just like me.
And now let's start it.
So Rahani's one of the guys, and his dad worked with us in the Club Bug. Started in April. I think this is your first robot, isn't it?
Yeah.
The first iteration was all like toy parts that he had. What's going on here, Rahani?
Yeah, I thought it got the block.
Shave and haircut, 2 bits. Uh-oh.
It thinks. Okay.
You want to move the block?
It thought it found the block.
Put it here.
Quick fix.
This is not a contest, it's a challenge.
I love HBRC. It says.
Cannon Boom Bot.
Ooh, all right.
One more time. Let's see that again. I don't believe I saw that. One time could just be a fluke. Do it again, then we got something. One more time.
That's stage 2 though.
Stage, yeah, he's showing us
Yeah.
stage 2 there.
It thought that was the shoebox, right on the edge.
I like your shape lock skids there. That's really resourceful. That's nice. Yay! Yay! And Cannon Boom Bot. Phase 3. Thank you very much. That was excellent, man. Thank you very much. Okay, any more table bots?
There you go.
Alan? So after the first year, we did the table bot challenge. It was great. We had like 12 participants. We opened it up to open exhibition. So it's like whatever you're working on, bring it in and show it off. And again, the challenge months are June, August, and October. Hey, Ross.
This is a slightly modified table bot that we also built at the same time.
Micro Moose.
This is the Micro Moose. It's phase 3 that actually took silver in the Robo Games, and it's recently upgraded to a phase 4. Last week I had a little incident. I said, well, I want some wheel encoders on here. So I got wheel encoders, and I took off the little prototype board and hardwired a little board to it instead, and swapped out some of the sensors on it, just all these upgrades. Put it together Friday and Saturday, and it's not working at all. I broke one of the leads for the floor sensor, so it may stay on the table. It's probably.
So you didn't pass phase 4.
It didn't pass. I didn't fall off a table, but I was.
Hey, you brought it. That's what matters.
But it just isn't. I don't know what it's doing. It's going in circles, so okay.
All right, it's moving, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's moving. Not the best
We have a
man.
robot. It moves.
It's past phase 0.
Say again?
Past phase 0.
Phase
zero, okay.
You know what? Before you can fall off the table, you do have to move.
Circles don't quite cut
We
it
got
though.
another
so.
phase. I like that. 5 phases.
But I've got jaws on the front, the idea, and it has actually passed, like I say, on the games. It actually can grip now. It can grip the object and swing it off the table and back on again and hit for the target. So anyway,
Alan
we
Marcotte.
try.
So this is kind of, the year's kind of ending for the HBRC, but I mean, it's like next year we got the Robo Games, and you got Maker Faire and all this stuff coming up, so the Stanford Block Party and stuff. So I mean, if you're not building robots, you're kind of missing the point. And what he was talking about is like these kids with the first and so forth, the competitive juices take over and you hold on to your hat. So it's all about the deadline and creating. Okay, any more table bots out there? Okay, we'll open this up to the open exhibition round. How are we doing on time? Okay, 8 o'clock.
7:56.
Let me, I want to start, and I'm going to move this table back. I'm going to do the Ross on a XV12. This, do we have the video? Is this computer connection good?
Yeah.
Okay, while my computer's booting, we've got another robot, just open exhibition. Who's got a robot to show here? Come on now. We just got table bots?
I need to so.
Okay, well here's the computer connection. You want to show what you got? And it's Ian.
Yeah.
Ian's the biologist, roboticist, touch sensor, right?
Correct.
It's all about touch.
It is.
It is. Take it away, Ian.
Alright, so we'll see whether or not the demo gods are with me tonight. Otherwise, you'll just get to see hardware.
Your computer booted up?
Yep. Yeah, it's all booted up. See whether or not we can actually.
Come on, we
get
gotta have more robots out there. You got a robot? He's got a robot with him?
All
All right. Actually, let's get Ian going, and then you can be next, okay? Got a young robot builder here. He's all excited to demonstrate.
How do I switch this
Oh, I
to-
know, Alan, you got.
Yeah, I'll
your
go.
own.
I'll go.
Yeah,
go
we'll let
last.
you do cleanup here. The baseball game was suspended, so
There we
you're
go.
not missing
Oh,
anything at
it
home,
rained?
folks. Yeah, it got rained out.
Great.
What inning?
No, they didn't even start.
Hello again. Last time. No, good shot there. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can get both. Oh. There you go. You good? Yeah, I'm good. Great. Love that Ubuntu sound. So last time,
Ubuntu rocks.
for those of you who are here, I talked about the importance of touch sensing and how touch is really the key to understanding and replicating biological intelligence. And I think some people enjoyed that. I finished off by saying that there's a huge lack of really good touch sensors in the community that are affordable and that you can get a lot of touch points out of. And I said that I was working on and I would be bringing in a prototype of a new type of touch sensor for the robotics community tonight. And so I'd like to show that to you. So what I have here, this is a E-Tech style robotic skin. This is the R skin. Some of you may recognize the underlying robot arm as the TurtleBot robot arm. It's got the printed, grippers up here. I've taken off the base to make connections. This is actually a collaboration of myself and a woman named Hannah Perner Wilson, a recent graduate from MIT, that I'm working with. It has 28 horizontal and 28 vertical stripes leading to 784 contact points, which have a touch-sensitive range over from less than an ounce to several pounds. The total cost of materials here, of components, is about $130. Because this was a prototype, the labor involved in putting it together, which was an interesting set of skills because it was both tailoring, sewing, electronics and programming was quite expensive, but ultimately the cost for you guys is going to be fairly low. We've seen how valuable it's been to have low-cost sensors like the Kinect, and the idea is to replicate that with touch sensors. So I'm going to try and plug this guy in here and see whether or not we can actually see the output. Now the code that's running on this breadboard is connected to a Teensy module, which is a human interface device that allows you to run Arduino-like code. And so, unfortunately, the code that is loaded onto the Teensy right now was built for a 16 by 16 grid and not a 28 by 28 grid. So let's see whether or not we get an actual connection here. And there we go. So this is a small representation of all the touch points on the device. And as you see, as I run my finger along it, I don't just get some change, but I get different change at different points and a different response all along the arm. So eventually what this display will look like is a 28 by 28 grid, and you'll be able to actually see where the edges are, where the contact points are, and the kind of things that you're actually running into. Yeah, the documentation for how to build this is in progress, but is available at plusia.at, that's PLUSEA.at, under the open source robotic arm, or robotic skin project. So yeah, that's what I have to show you, our skin, a new e-textile skin for roboticists.
So, in addition to being able to sense touch along the feel, I mean, can you get like joint angle information out of it? And
the underlying arm is the standard Turtlebot arm, so the servos provide joint angle.
Okay.
You get additional proprioceptive, aka where your body is sensing, by creases. So once you have experienced the fact that a crease here is associated with a joint angle of X,
right,
you have to learn that. But it's consistent.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. The touch sensors, I mean, how repeatable are they? Are they sensitive to moisture, humidity?
They're far less repeatable than most commercial touch sensors, but because you can. This is essentially held together by tension, and it's a flexible fabric. If you were to, the humidity doesn't change it very much, temperature doesn't change it very much, but it can't get wet. If it gets wet, then you're screwed. But other than that, I wouldn't say it's like aerospace grade touch sensors or anything like that, but it's good enough for recognizing that you've run into something, maybe even recognizing that you've run into a slatted surface, something like that.
So what is the material that's at the intersections?
There is a conductive thread, and on both, so if you have a lattice and you have an intersection of the conductive thread on one layer, a second layer, in between there's a piezo-resistive, it's a neoprene, and actually the piece that's in here is actually just a sample from the company that makes this piezo-resistive cloth. And when you press on it, it reduces the resistance, and you can actually sample at that point. Yep.
All right, we got one young man here wants to show his robot. Come on down here, young man. Here's a nice table for you, okay? You want to tell us about your robot? Careful about this one, don't kick him, okay?
Well, my little brother made this robot. It's like car with a propeller thingy. Well, you aim it toward the box, obviously.
Well, I think the propeller's going to get it. All right, very nice, guys. Oh, that's cool.
That's the biggest Ripplebot I have seen.
It's like scrubbing bubbles. Sounds like your battery's about run out.
Nah.
What's your name?
Sasha.
Sasha, what's your robot's name?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, very good. Thanks, guys. That was excellent. Okay, so here's what I've got to show. This is the XP11, of course, and I've got Ross running here.
It's the new color.
Yeah, this is Misty White. These are available at Target, by the way. Did I mention that? But here you can see a radar map. Let's see if I can connect this to the... let's see. I need some help here. Where's the video connection? Yeah. I'm going to kind of sit this right here. Actually, that's kind of cool because you probably get the inside of the podium. What does that map look like? Yeah, just plug it in. Nothing up my sleeve.
Yeah.
I probably need to do something here. Let's see, function. How's that? Thank you. So here I bought, this is a stock XV11. And I've got the old laptop that you're not using anymore and formatted it with Ubuntu. And loaded up ROS, loaded up the Nito driver, loaded up the graphic environment that you have here called RViz, and loaded up Gmapping. Also, you have to be sure and subscribe to your topics if you want to see the laser scans. 2 weeks of... And Ferguson over here is like, oh, just select that, and bam, you got laser scans. Then the next month, he showed me tele-op twist keyboard. This is how you control the robot. And so now I can drive the Nito XV11. I'm going to come back to this. Tony always looked so funny when he was doing this. But, so now I'm driving around. Hey, stop it, stop. I'm pushing the table. Bear with me.
You can vacuum floors too.
And it vacuums floor now. But the point here, what dawns on me, and it's already been pitched a couple of times, is what an excellent little ROS platform this is. I mean, it's merely mapping along, and I'll tell you this, it's not finished, but therein lies the opportunity. And I think probably the parameters in Gmapping need some work or something like that, Mike? Yeah. Okay, because the map, frankly, looks pretty ugly, but it is actually mapping here.
But not usual.
Yes, I'm driving. So here I am driving it around, and I'm just going to stop here and disconnect. Maybe not the best way to do that. But here, and I ended up with, a particular laser scan. But
Other side. I think it's over on your right. Your other right. Yeah, that one. There you go.
so
very good.
I got the start of the map. All right, so this is Nito plus ROS. Thank you very much. All right, now, who else has a robot out there? Why can't I turn this off? All right, bring it on. Say, and I'm sorry, your first name again?
Gerhard.
Gerhard? It's just what you were saying is these kids involved in these competitive contests.
You need a microscope.
Oh, all right.
This is not phase 1
Is
or
that a
2.
brush spot?
It's a hex spot.
Okay. We're easily amused. Okay, who else has a robot out there while I stop this XV12? Anybody? All right, guys, I'm going to have to start whipping up on you. This is kind of shallow. Alan. John, what do you got? What's happening with you guys? Charlene went kaput. All right, that's all right. That's all right. Charlene will be back.
You have a Charlene. Stole my robot name.
Hang on a sec. Let me.
What mods have you had to do to that vacuum to get this far?
I'm sorry. Say again.
What mods have you done to the vacuum to get this far? Is it?
No modification. Yeah, I'm taking this is the stock XV11. I'll tell you.
That's not true. There's a really hard part. There's a little plastic cover you gotta pull out that's over the USB port.
Right.
It's gonna take you at least 10 seconds.
The common musings of Mike Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen.
Just 10 seconds.
Does that void the warranty?
Well, you need to do it.
No.
Great.
No.
Great. So,
While Camp was doing the screwdriver work,
does it come with the tool to do it?
so for people that are interested in tearing apart XV11s, I'm not quite as good at it as Camp because I haven't had as much practice, but I kept forgetting where all the screws go and where they all come from in the process of taking them apart and putting it together. So I finally went through and updated the HBRC wiki with pictures of how to take an XV11 apart and how to put it back together again without any leftover screws.
Not that we're...
Yeah, so Camp of course would never be able to tell you that.
Not that we're, yeah.
Does that void the warranty?
Of course. It's only for people that want to avoid the warranty, but it is up there if people are interested.
Not that we're suggesting anybody void their warranty.
I am. I don't work for Nito. I can suggest.
Let's keep this show rolling. Everybody probably knows Homer the Homebrew Humanoid. He's been more functional at other times, but since we're kind of running low on stock in trade here, I give you Homer doing, what is it, leg lifts? Let's see if he does it. There he goes. Exercise Homer. Sorry I had to show that, but you guys need to bring some more robots.
Is that coming to market?
Everybody knows Springy. Springy is the only robot, I'm sure, that has actually been at all 9 HPRC challenges. So big hand for Springy Thingy. Now, it's Halloween, and Halloween is a great time for robotics. And I built this last year. I've actually been performing with a rock band called Black Mass. They're playing Saturday night at the Quarter Note in Sunnyvale. Anybody care to check it out? But anyway, so this is Bone Scully. It's a pirate skeleton robot. And like I said, this is so much fun for Halloween. I have him like sitting at the end of the sidewalk, like this, and then he's like at the end of the sidewalk, and then as the children approach, you just kind of have him kind of follow. They're like, oh, that's cute. And then when they bend over to get the candy, I do like that. It's fantastic. So this is a regular Dom's, $30 skeleton, which probably can be had for $15 after the holiday. But then you have to wait for like next year, unless you want people thinking you're really creepy. Oh, thank you. That's appropriate.
Use some music.
There we go. Okay. So let's keep this Halloween show going here. Oh yeah. Yes, you can applaud. Hey, you guys gotta bring robots. We appreciate you being here, Wayne. really not all there is. Wait, there's more. All right, I think the music's done. Let's see, how many more robots we got here? Any more? I don't want to miss anybody. Let's see.
I got me if the batteries
Okay,
will
so
cooperate.
Dr. Alan Fetterman, I think you're going to finish up here with the turtle bot.
Of course, now the battery won't talk to me, but that's...
We got proof online.
We got proof online. Maybe we'll have to go there.
Try unplugging it and starting it.
Yeah.
Unplug it right back in.
Yeah.
The crow says nevermore. Can the crow fly?
So what my issue right now is, this is the dashboard up here. And I need to get it to go to full mode for the camera to turn on, and that appears not to be happening. So we'll see what I can do. Sometimes stop.
Are you doing a table bot challenge with it?
Well, we'll move it onto the floor, so unplug it and move it onto the floor. And then we'll try to see if I can get it to go.
Shall I do that?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
unplug it.
On the plug in?
Stop. That sounds good. Let's stop.
Sit, boy, sit.
Okay, green. Let's see if that works. Aha. Let's hope. Stop. Again. Stop. Oh, here is the issue. Stop.
Well, back.
Move forward. Stop. Move forward. Move forward. I think I'm having battery issues here, folks. Stop.
The inching, or is it not the thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Move left. Stop. I don't know why it's inching. That was fault left. Stop. Move right. Halt.
Nice.
All right, let's see if you can unplug the microphone. Oh, see, that got the last command. Halt. Now unplug the microphone. Okay, so that was voice command. Let's see if we can open the visualization. So I got the camera to work last time, but it wasn't doing the mapping.
Is that a webcam?
Yeah, it's using the Kinect. So hopefully the camera will feed in and it should start mapping, but I don't know how to use RViz. So hopefully the camera will pick up something, but maybe not. Not getting any error messages, but it's not getting any picture either.
Subscribe to the right topic.
Laser status warning. Camera warning.
Open that status warning.
Fill in topic key.
That's the map.
Yeah.
No camera info received. So,
We saw proof on the web.
yeah.
That's pretty small.
Well, I'll try one more deal, and that's the Android tablet.
Alan, is the Kinect actually launched? Did you bring up the other launch file for the Kinect?
Yeah, but sometimes when I try to do that, it breaks it,
Making sure, 'cause
and sometimes it starts by itself. So it's sort of, I'm a cargo cult here. Sometimes I do it and it starts, sometimes I don't. I can try to bring it up, but the last couple of times I tried to do that, so I'll try another way. Yeah, the tablet should bring it up. So here's my sourced tablet. And sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't.
Like robotics.
So actually, yes, this did connect. So that's the new command.
You gotta move forward and move backward.
Okay, so we'll see if this launches. Oh, if this worked. This launched.
Excellent.
So I can, so you see, and the response is pretty good. So you actually can, it's really hard to do the drive by just not looking at the robot. So moving away from him, moving toward him, I'm turning towards Forrest, closer to Forrest. Did I hit his feet yet?
Just about.
Now I see now I see an obvious target, which is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Bill's foot. Bill's foot.
Can you push the laptop back before it falls off?
Turn right.
Did I hit something?
Not anymore.
Tripod light. You should be clear.
It's very hard to
That's cool. So remote presence, ladies and gentlemen.
So if someone else wants to get unsaved, this was the club robot, and it's a library book. So people rent it a month at a time. Check it out a month at a time. So I'm just out of curiosity, who's interested in taking the robot for next month? Don't all come at once.
Don't all raise your hands at once. There's Camp is
No,
interested.
well, certainly.
Last time you raised your hand, Chuck, are you interested anymore? You're
No, he's a smart guy.
I saw your tree.
Well, you see, now we've launched, it's like what I said in my email, it's like a relay race, and I just ran the first lap, and
You're bushed.
spent, man. My wife has the divorce lawyer on speed dial. I mean, I'm in trouble.
Well,
Any thoughts
our
on
own
writing a
campus
paper
has
so you can
volunteered to
flip over to the
take
next
it next.
person?
I actually, well, I did put a document on my notes, and what I've done on this guy is I've dumped the history file to a text document. That's the only thing I've left on it, so you can see all my mistakes if you want to do the history. And I did an edited history, so you know what the steps are. And basically this, excuse me.
On the wiki, on the club homepage wiki, we've actually created a turtle bot.
Okay, and you can put that stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about sort of saving all that and, you know, making it into an article that I'll put into Servo or something like that.
Yeah.
And see what my other comments are.
Yeah.
The development in this is going faster than the tutorials get updated. So, you know, Ross tutorials were good maybe 2 days ago, but they're not good anymore. So there are a lot of conflicting instructions, and
What I'd like to do, Alan, is maybe get together with Patrick, who's got a lot of experience himself and what I've done.
Yeah.
And try to work on the club bot, so we've got to at least get over the startup problems.
Oh, yeah.
And get a set of scripts in there, and then when people take it home, they can be confident that, okay.
yeah, and part of my travail, you know, are dumbass things, sorry. Like, I didn't have it plugged in I didn't have the camera plugged in for
How
2
exactly
weeks.
did you expect that to work?
Well, the thing is, I saw there was a plug that wasn't plugged into something, and I looked all around and I did not see that it had any place to plug in, so I assumed, oh, the Kinect's getting USB power.
Extra cable.
Yeah, it's extra cable. And I didn't, well, because it's a PDF manual that is really small on your screen when you're trying to actually put code in, I didn't see that little dongle that you had to put on. And so I suggested to the Create people is they have a printed manual, and the first thing is check off the parts that you need to put into this.
There is a printed, well, I do have a printed manual for it.
There is a printed manual, but it doesn't have a checklist like IKEA does to say, yes, you need these tools.
Doesn't have a checklist.
That's right. What's the thing that said, no system is foolproof because fools are very clever? And then what else? Oh, I was editing the files, and we had an extra characters, we had extra HTTP. And I sent the script out, I sent my configuration out to everyone in the club. Everyone looked at it, nobody saw it, right? So I did the next thing, get lots of eyes on this, and they miss it. How I found it is someone sent a script. This is the script I used and I looked at the script and I said, oh, a name is different than a URI. So that was another around 2 weeks of frustration. And then trying to get the Android to work at the same time on a non-official Android device. It's just masochism. So, yeah. So, but next person, and what I would like, well, this is a great learning platform, but for what I want to do, it's underpowered. See, I want around 50 pounds and be able to open a door. That's my target goal. And, the Create is basically a Roomba. It has, it's designed to be an 8-pound robot. So, not even 8 pounds. So when you add another 8 pounds to it, it is underpowered. That's why it's on carpet, because there's just too much weight on it.
How's that go again?
You enjoyed making me do that, didn't you?
That laptop's not the one that came with it, is it?
What?
The laptop you have on it's not the notebook that came with it?
Yes, that is a notebook that came with it. So I'm using my own 2007 Gateway AMD 64 that runs in Ubuntu a lot better than it runs Vista. I'm just a grumpy old man.
Okay.
Thank you.
So anyhow, we have our next lender, who will then he'll come back next month and show us what he burned. Okay.
Another question is right, just like the XB11 Sparrow.
No, this Ross thing is neat stuff.
You got the bug, huh?
And, yeah, this is where it's at.
There's no way any one person could possibly write that much code. So, it's got, an operating system has to happen. I'm just glad that we're starting off with an open source operating system this time. Okay.
And there are a lot of people that we need to thank. Fergie and Austin and Tully and
all the people that
who
wrote all the
work around.
tutorials, even though they're out there.
Well, I'm just, this is constructive criticism.
Yeah.
This is great stuff.
Bang your head against the wall for a monkey show, this guy show you how it's done.
But I mean, and I have a million questions like, what's the difference between Ross Run and Ross Launch? Where's the master? Why does some things launch on the master and some things launch on the it's like, I don't understand. It's a distributed, the question is, it's like a big game of where Waldo is. It's where's the robot? It's out there, and the intelligence is all in different places, and it's just a different way of thinking.
Okay. So, do we have any more topics for today? Or tonight, I should say.
Well, how about if anybody has a presentation or a topic you want to hear, let me know, because I have a lot of topics to start booking. So.
Okay. So.
Who's Gia Pranitz raising him?
Okay, and you're going to have to watch the mail list because we really don't know where the meeting is going to be. Next meeting is going to be yet. No, we will figure it out. Okay. So with no further ado, we're going to go into. Oops.
Do you have to do any membership stuff?
Pardon?
Do you have to do any monthly membership joining or anything? Or?
No, not today. Most people are probably going to join in January. So
I want to thank everybody who participated and thank everybody for showing up.
yeah,
This was fun.
thank you very much. Okay, so now we're going to go into our random access mode where we just sort of mill around and talk. And at 10 o'clock or so, we're kicked out into the parking lot. And if people want to freeze, they can talk out there some more. Thank you very much.